Welcome to episode 5 of Learn Programming. I guess learning programming? I don't know. Yesterday was a really good day, got a lot of good stuff done. Today, I won't do the sprites today because that's going to take me a good while. But I'm hoping today we can figure out that speed tier ramp up when the arrow keys are held down. And then just make the code prettier, because I've got all this stuff that's commented out that I just need to get rid of. Make sure there's no things I was saving in there, like this I wouldn't get rid of because this is like the animation that I had working. Even though, I'll have to change it because the different resolutions and whatnot now that I'm doing the smaller virtual resolution, but at least it's there to kind of serve as a how did I get animation working sort of deal. And yeah, so I'm thinking today shouldn't be too hard. Famous last words, but let's see if we can't figure out this ramp the speed tier when the arrow key's held. First, I'm gonna just see how fast the original game ramps up to full speed when a direction is held. So let's see. I'm just gonna hold right. Okay, it looks like it takes like 1 second or something to. Okay. So I don't know, it takes like 1 second maybe. And one other thing I wanted to check was if I could oh my god, I gotta get rid of these guys so I can. Oh my god, there I go. Shows how good I am. I want to see if I can turn around multiple times in the air while keeping my DX. Yeah. And then I want to see if my game allows me to do that. So let's see if my game lets me do that. Yeah. That's good. So right now, if you hold it, it just stays at speed tier 1, but we want it to ramp up to 5 within a second or so. So maybe we can. It would be under our, input handling here, like so if this is all my left, maybe we can do if love.keyboard. This checks for continuous input. So if it's held from frame to frame, I guess this will be true. Then we need something like something keeping track of the time, like the amount of time it's held for, and then increment it. So maybe I was thinking about this a little earlier. I was thinking maybe we can use DT of some sorts dt stands for delta time, which is the time elapsed since the last frame. And in my understanding, it should be like pretty constant. Like it's like 1 point. It's like a value like around 1 or something. So let me see if I'm just going to print out dt to see if I'm understanding this correctly. I'm working. Let me just... maybe, I don't know, give it 4 positions, 4 places. And then let me just see what dt is. Hold on, I'm sorry, Scotty's texting me. Guess I'm not exactly sure how to print out what dt is. Because it's like, it's not a value I was in charge of making. It's like within Lua. So it works here in the update function. I can just pass it in like that. So I guess I just don't know why nil means like it was never set to anything. So maybe this render function doesn't have access to it for some reason. Like the update function does because I pass it in. So maybe since I don't pass it in here, it doesn't know what dt is. So how would I do that? How would I give it access to dt? I don't think there's dereference operator. Yeah. Maybe if I just make a make a variable called delta time in update. My delta time variable gets the parameter, or argument rather, of delta time. And every frame that will get overwritten by whatever the next delta time is. And then here I would just pass it delta time. Maybe that's right. So yeah, it looks like delta time is like a percent 0.3.4 float delta time. So yeah, it looks like delta time somewhere around 0.016 or something. So I'm curious, what if delta time gets itself plus delta time? 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. Yeah, so I'm guessing delta time, or yeah, so since it runs at like 60 frames a second, delta time is, yeah, time elapsed in seconds since last frame, which 1 second divided by 60 frames is like 0.016 or something. Let me see if that math checks out. So like 1 second divided by 60. Yeah, 0.016 repeating. Scotty, I love you. Scotty was just Scotty. Hanging out with Scotty tonight, and he was calling me. But yeah. Sorry guys, I'll feel better about this if I just reply to him real quick. Okay. So if we need to ramp speed tier up to 5 when is down, you know, whether right is down or left is down, we need to over the course of 60 frames, that means every 60 frames divided by 5 different speed tiers is every 12 frames is a speed tier increment, and every frame is about 0.016 repeating. So I think I messed that up. Hold on. So we have 1 second to build up to 5 speed tiers. 1 second divided by 5 is 0.2 seconds. So every 0.2 seconds is a speed tier increase. Let me just write this down. Every 0.2 seconds. No, not 0.2 seconds. Every 0.2 seconds is a speed tier increment. And what is that in delta time? Delta time is 0.016 repeating. So 0.2 seconds. What am I trying to do here? So every 0.2 seconds I want to increase the speed tier, but I'm tracking it with delta time. So how many... Why is it hard for my brain to think of this? So every 0.2 seconds. So I guess I'm asking how many frames are in 0.2 seconds is what I'm really trying to ask. So it's 12 frames. Yeah, so because 12 times 5 is 60. Okay, 12 frames. So yeah, every 12 frames. Every 12 frames that elapse when it's is down is a speed tier increment up to 5. So I guess the move is I can say like, hey, my instead of more shit I gotta delete later. That's okay. I'm not gonna call this delta time because delta time's already something, but I'm gonna see. So I guess one thing that's kind of confusing to me is in this init function, I have all of these self.height, self.whatever. Okay, well, no, I guess it makes sense because it's like every instantiation of that player will have its own X and Y and width and height and all of that good stuff. But I don't really need to say self delta time. It's just a local variable that I'm using. Because player 1 is only going to have one instantiation of it. I think I don't have to do the self dot or anything. And the dot is just like accessing a field within encapsulation. So it just means like, yeah, go to the grounded field within the self object, which in this case would be an instantiation of player 1 that is called player 1 lowercase when I make it, or when I do it here in the play state like this. So that'll be the self. So that's why it's player.1 or player1 dot width and everything to access those fields. So I'm getting, I don't want to call it delta time. Maybe I want to call it like, what do you call it? It's going to be, I don't know, frame tracker. I don't know. I'm sure there's a better name. But so basically, we want to check like frame tracker gets wait, this is in the update. Yeah, this is in the update function, so I do have access to DT here. So I'm going to say frame tracker gets itself plus delta time so So it'll increase by delta time. Frame tracker will increase by, every frame it's held, it'll increase by 0.016 repeating. And when frame tracker gets greater than 0.2, meaning 12 frames, then I will increment the speed tier and set frame tracker back to 0, because I don't want frame tracker just getting delta time and getting a bigger variable and everything. So I'm just going to set it to 0. And then, this is probably got to be a while loop, not an if loop. Or while. I think that's how you do while loops in Lua. It's just while condition do statement. While, I guess I need like these. Do I need these parentheses? While condition, yeah. While, well, look at that. Wow, it'll evaluate, and then I can have the do right there. Okay. So yeah, while frame tracker is greater than 0.2, meaning it's held for at least 12 frames, set its speed tier to be higher than its current speed tier by 1, and set frame tracker to 0. And then if left is still held, it'll get, and then I guess I'll also say like if speed tier, if self dot speed tier is greater than 5, well, if it's smaller than 5, do that. Otherwise, do nothing, I guess. I don't know. Can I just leave that blank? Is that bad? Because it's like I just don't want it to do anything. I just want it to... I don't need an else. I can just say if that. So left. And then I guess if I really want to... Let me see if it works. If it works, I don't need a debug. Okay, well, it doesn't work, so... Frame tracker gets 0. So I guess... So what I'm thinking right now is because all of my debugging is in my play state. So I can't really print out frame tracker because it's local. So I will say self frame tracker so that I can go into that member in the play state, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Okay. Now, here, instead of this DT, I can say this is frame tracker. And player one dot frame tracker. So yeah, that's what I was saying, where it's like it used to be a local variable just called frame tracker, but now it's called self.frame tracker, which is part of the player one object. So I'm saying the player one object, which is a class, this dot says go into the field called frame tracker within the player one object. And then I'll be able to print frame tracker, and then I can debug why this isn't working. So frame tracker 0. Oh. I really... Okay, well, I think it's safe to say that's busted. But if you, like, you saw it, right? Like, it was, frame tracker was going higher, you know, like we were wanting, you know. Not a total failure other than, you know, Rainbow Wheel of Death, which I actually haven't really seen yet in game programming. So I guess that's a good sign. We're getting complicated enough to crash my whole computer soon. So why would it crash? While frame tracker is greater than 2. Why is it greater? Oh yeah, if it's... It didn't get to 0.2 though. It crashed at like 1.8 or 0.18, didn't it? It kind of crashed at like 0.18. Maybe instead of a while here, maybe... Well, hold on. So like why would... if the while is what's crashing it, why... While frame tracker is this? I think we just... I don't know why the while might be crashing it, but... So if it's held, if left is held, then we're going to increment the frame tracker by DT. So maybe it's getting weird because... Well... So if it's, 12 frames and it's held, then if the speed tier is less than 5, then set its speed tier to increment, set self frame tracker to 0. Then if the next frame happens, it'll say self.frame tracker, which is now 0, gets itself plus delta time, starting the loop again. And then yeah, so it's like, does this need to move? I don't think so. So if speed tier is greater than 5, this code won't even execute. And then at that point, we would need to... So I guess we do need an else. And the else is just say like set frame tracker equal to 0 if it's over 5, I guess. That way frame tracker isn't continuing to update after speed tier 5. So let's see if this gives us a wonderful rainbow wheel. 122. Sorry. Is this a no-no where you're saying, like, I'm saying an if statement and then right away doing another if statement? Is that a no-no? I don't know. That's a Frankie no-no's no-no number one. Oh no. Okay. Oh, see? So if it's... I need to reset frame tracker if it's let go of too. Oh, but look at that. Ah, that worked. Look, I hold it and it goes up to 5 pretty fast. Yeah, within like a second. But this frame tracker is not getting reset if I'm not. So I guess I could say if left is held, update frame tracker. Otherwise it's not held, so I would set frame tracker back to 0 as well. Oh, okay. So, why does that look so weird? I don't know what I pressed that changed it. Oh, there. Okay, whatever. Then might as well do this for right now so we can test the right one as well, which we can do right here, except like that. Oh. Okay. Let's see. I didn't change anything to this left code, right? Like, why is that broken now? So I guess the question is, should frame tracker be... Yeah, frame tracker shouldn't be doing shit if it's held. If it's held, well, no. Because it's, well, I guess it's good I'm resetting it. I guess that's okay. I don't know what the... Because like all of this is needless calculation if I'm in speed tier 5. So do I just check if it's... Yeah, I don't know. But why would left work fine and then as soon as I turn on right, why would that change anything? Why would this, which has nothing to do with holding left, why would that break it? What? Why would that happen? Because it's... I have no idea. I'm going to say that it's fine that this is updating even if we're in speed tier 5. Well, Maybe, let me see. If self dot speed tier is 5, then I don't want or frame tracker is just going to be I don't know. See, it's like this doesn't matter. Like this just doesn't matter. Cuz then it's like if I'm worried about frame tracker needlessly calculating every frame, my fix for it would be to ask this condition every single frame and then set its frame tracker equal to 0, which is like equally dumb. Isn't it? Okay, so if love.keyboard is down, if the left one is down, then we're going to increment the frame tracker by delta time. Then if that is greater than 12 frames, then we're going to, and we're less than 5 speed tier, then we're going to increment the speed tier, set its frame tracker to 0. And if its speed tier is 5, we're just going to set frame tracker to 0. And then this other frame tracker to 0 is saying, wait, what is this else? If keyboard is, oh, I guess that's just saying like, or set frame tracker equal to 0 if left is not down, because then we need frame tracker to be 0 if we're about to hold right. So yeah, that makes sense. Well, okay. I'm happy with the left one. I'm still very confused why turning on this breaks it. Why would that be the case? None of this code should execute when I'm just holding down left. It's because that line, isn't it? Because this line of code does execute if I'm not holding down right, and we don't want frame tracker to be 0. So what's a different way of doing that? I think that is it, though. So how do we reset to frame tracker to 0? Oh, we can just say else if speed tier is 0, equal to 0, not assigned 0. I've already done that mistake. If speed tier is 0, then set self frame tracker to 0. And same with this. Speed tier if self speed tier is 0. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. Nice. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. So like, yeah, my only concern is if you keep it held, then frame tracker is getting all of this updated garbage, which is totally unnecessary. Like, it doesn't need to be calculating all that junk. It works though, but yeah, maybe we say hold on. Yeah, maybe we just say here like only do this crap if speed tier is less than 5. Then this becomes redundant. So we can say, yeah, okay. Otherwise, frame tracker to 0, yeah. So we would say like, if it's held down and your speed tier is less than 5, then update the frame tracker, then if frame tracker is bigger than 12 frames, oh god. And then I guess this can literally just be, well, so this is saying if speed tier is 0, give it frame tracker 0, but we just want to say like, hey, if you're speed tier 5, or like this will get set to shit. Is that the same problem we just had? God dang it. And speed tier is less than 5. Frame tracker is just not updating at all. Let me just see this. Yo, frame tracker. How do I do this? How do I go from like basically done to just completely busted? If left is down and speed tier is less than 5, update frame tracker. I don't get why frame tracker is not incrementing when left is pressed. Frame tracker should be updating, no? If it is down and speed tier is less than 5, then update frame tracker with delta time. If frame tracker is greater than 2, yeah. Oh, here. Hold on. If frame tracker is greater than 2, increment the speed tier. Set frame tracker equal to 0 to do the next count. And then we don't need that else because we're already checking the condition up here for speed tier, so maybe that'll do it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now frame tracker isn't getting all those garbage values, and this looks way more condensed. Well, I don't know about way more condensed, but yeah, look at that. Like this many lines versus this many lines. So what I did was is down right and speed tier. Then update it. Then if frame tracker is bigger than 2, this is redundant. And we don't need this. Frame tracker 0 increment. Okay, let me see. Holding ramps up. Frame tracker isn't a nonsense number. Holding left. Yep. Okay. Cool. And then let me just make sure. Yeah. Oh, look. Did you see that? I'm clicking left once. Clicking it again. Clicking it again. Oh, because frame tracker is going up. Okay. Yeah. So we're not flushing frame tracker. We need to flush frame tracker. See, so this is like the big argument programmers have to figure out is always like all these trade-offs. It's like, because if I just press right, love is like, oh, right is down because right is pressed. So therefore it's incrementing frame tracker when I don't want it to be. So I would need to say like, hey, by the way, oh shoot, that will break everything, won't it? What I'm saying is like, if I put in this frame tracker 0, then frame tracker gets reset. Well, it'll only get reset at the very first frame of the being held, so maybe it's okay. But this is like, yeah, it's like, is this really the fix to just paste this frame tracker flush in every single instance? Because if I hold it, it works. And then if I press it, oh, see, look, that, I would think that would have flushed it. Wait, what the heck? It, so I guess that's right. Because if you just, so like the problem here now is like, if I'm in speed tier 2, I can then hold it for a short amount of time to get to speed tier 4, which I think is right in the game. And then if I tap it, it'll give it to me one at a time, which is how it is in the game as well. But I don't like the fact, well, I guess that's how the game is. If I hold it, it'll just go faster. So maybe, I don't know, maybe to give myself a little bit, I just feel like it's too fast of a ramp. Well, hold on, let me see if the left is all. Okay, that's kind of weird. I haven't like implemented the fix for the left input yet. Okay, yeah, that is busted still. Okay. So yeah, maybe I just give it, instead of 12 frames, it's like 15 frames of being held before it implements it. And then I need a flash frame tracker anytime I'm doing my left inputs. There's... my gut tells me this is wrong to be doing it like this. But the results, like, that means I can do exactly what I was... well, shoot. I mean, yeah, so because the problem... I think the game design in Joust is like if I'm walking as an ostrich at speed tier 1, if I hold the button for just like a second in the same direction I'm already walking in, it'll speed up to 5. So like we want the frame tracker to work whatever speed tier I'm in. Yeah. And then if I'm at like 2, hold it, go fast. Yeah. Oh gosh, that's so cool. This game is sick. Okay. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? Come on. I saw a little lava bubble. See that? Yeah. Okay. That'll be fun to add. So. Yeah, it anytime I'm copying and pasting a bunch of code like that, it just feels like a sin. But the yeah, that feels too slow now compared to the original game, so maybe I I don't know. It's like, for whatever reason, 0.2 just felt too fast. It just felt, that feels too slow still. So yeah, maybe it was just, maybe I really do trust that calculation or whatever. And then, see, so I guess the question is like, is there a... because like this, like frame tracker being 1 right now, that should be 0. That should be 0 still. Like even though it gets turned to 0 the frame I press something. Yeah, it gets... I'm pretty sure it gets set to 0 the frame I press something, because that's how this flush works. But maybe instead of flushing it upon the input of the next input, I flush it on the release. I flush it on the release of this button after it was down. If there's a way to do that. Because that would solve this problem of just pasting all these zeros everywhere. Because I would just flush it once upon the release after of it being held down, if that makes sense. And that'll still preserve that functionality of you can, be in speed tier 2 and hold it for a little bit amount of time and go up to speed tier 4. So I wonder if there's like a is released or something. Key released. Key released. It's really just love.keyReleased key. love.key released. So maybe instead of flushing frame tracker on every instance. Oh my god, yeah. See, and this is why you don't like, this is why it feels like a sin to copy and paste all that shit. Because if you're coming in here to fix it, you got to go through and change every little bit. So let's see if in this logic I can also say if the key is yeah, I would say it like, I would just say another one like if love dot key released. Oh my god. Then I would flush the frame tracker to 0 here. I feel much better about that if that works. And then instead of this, I can just do this. It's like if it's down, then if it's key released. I guess I'm confused on how this code would work in the first place, because how do you know if the key is released? I guess it's asking like on the previous frame if key is down, and on the current frame it's not, then it must be key released. Let me see if that will work on the right. Key released a nil value. Key released right. Huh. Key released key scan code. I think I've got to do... This is the reason why I have the was pressed function that I had to write. Because because right here, it's like it has to compare the key to a string, and it can't just say the string up here, but like that's what we want. Gosh, what would that even mean? What would that mean for the implementation here? So like maybe I make another table called keyboard.keysPressed or keys released. Set it like the curly braces gives me the table there. Then I need to do, see, look, yeah. So this key pressed key. If the key is okay. Maybe sorry. I've never, this is what's cool about not having the tutorial. Because it's like, if I could figure this out, I'd be really impressed with myself, but like, so I think we need our own function called love.keyboard.was released, just like we have this was pressed. And within that function, we need to say if love.was released. Well, so here, keys, it'll be love.keyboard.keys released. Love.keyboard.keys released. So this is saying like, hey, if this is going to give me the functionality to say like, hey, was write released, or, love.keyboard was released write, and then that write will be passed in as a argument or as the parameter key, and then the argument write will be compared to the table of my keys released. And if that key is in my table, it'll say true. So I need to figure out how to not only add here, like love.key pressed key. So yeah, okay. So I need to do something similar where I need to say, instead of the key pressed, it's the love key released. Key released. And that this is a function that I did not write that comes with Lua, like here, key released. So key release, does it have a no caps? I need to say love.keyboard, and this is my table, keys released at the index of the key. Is that right? We'll get true. So it's basically saying, wait. Yeah, so it like once every frame, once I release, like let's say write, this function love.keyReleased gets called, and what I'm saying is saying, hey, love noticed a key released, that write was a key released. So and that's where this is passing in this argument of key. So then it's saying, hey, your love.keyboard keys released table at write key gets true. And then I need to flush my table of keys released to be empty. So now I'm hoping it's not key released, but keys released. Is that right? Oh shoot, I got so lost. Oh no. Because this was pressed, right? Huh. Was pressed was pressed was my function that I put. Is that right? Shoot, man, what the? It's in main. Was pressed. So I need the was released. Yeah, was released. Where the heck am I? Where's the was released? Right here. Love dot. It needs to be love dot keyboard dot was released. Right. Which, so that function is just a little workaround for me to be able to check if right was recognized by Lua to be released on a previous frame. I think. Not quite, homie. Okay. Keys released. Key pressed. See, this was released as my function. But this key released. See, isn't this where I need to say the key pressed key? It's keys pressed, keys released, which is my. I would have thought that might have worked. Because my understanding is this gets populated upon release of a key, and then what I'm saying is upon the release of said right key or whatever, I'm saying set the table that I have called keys released at the index of whatever key was released to be true, just like how I'm doing that with keys pressed here. And my keys released. So then in my player one, the function is keys released, or the was released is the function. Just like how was pressed was the function here. maybe there's something going on, like if it is, oh yeah, well, if it is down, it can't be, well, see, this else if needs to be on this part. Because we don't want it, yeah, we don't want it to execute if that's down. So maybe, right. No way. Did that do it? No way. Did that really do it? It goes up to 5 way too fast. Yeah, it goes up to 5 way too fast. Let me just see if... Does that change how fast it goes? No. So, let me just see if doubling how long it takes is consistent at least. No, it just ramps up. I need that one still. And I need this one. Oh, that's it. That's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, see how the frame tracker is getting 0, but it's getting 0 on the release, not on the input, which is good because then I got rid of all of the times I had to put it in there. So let's do this same thing with left, which is else if after the frame tracker. Yeah. So we do need this, and we need the else if here. If, and we need that. Is that right? Yeah, else if, no, and yeah, we need an end here. And then we can get rid of all the frame checkers on the right input. Wait, no, not here, not here. That was where I messed up. On the left inputs, I can get rid of all those frame checkers. Oh, I already did. So yeah, that was one place I messed up, was I was resetting the... I was just mindlessly commenting out all these frame trackers when this was the ramp up logic, so I should have left that. So now let's see if it gets reset on the left as well. No, because because this is why you don't copy and paste, folks. No way. That is so cool. So yeah, I can hold it to get up to 5. And I can hold it just a little bit to kind of hop tiers. I can't believe that works. That's so amazing. I figured that out. I mean, it's like CS50, the CS50 tutorial kind of explained that was pressed, but, I used my brain and memory of what was actually happening to implement that was released function, to compare it to keys and everything. So that's really awesome. So yeah, I'm going to take out all of this garbage. See, and when I was doing this, it felt wrong. It felt wrong to just paste that frame tracker 0000. So I'm really glad I found a workaround. That's so cool. That is so cool. I'm so proud of me right there. That's so cool. And it's like, I was talking my way through it, like I knew at least half of what I was doing. Okay. I do have some other stuff I got to do today still before hanging with Scotty. I'm super glad we got this. Let me just make sure it's working. Nothing else is broken because of it. I think I just realized something. Hold on a sec. So if I'm in tier 1, speed tier 1, and I'm in the air, and then I turn the opposite direction, it doesn't say that I'm facing the opposite direction, but it stops my DX. I think that bug might have been, in the previous ones, because if I'm facing that direction, it'll swap and then keep my DX. But I wasn't really testing this function at speed tier 1. And I just did now for whatever reason, because right there, oh, hold on. It's because my speed tier is getting set to 0 upon the other input when I'm in the air. So yeah, speed tier 1. Now I'm going to input left, which should face me left and keep my speed tier at 1. But what it does do is keep me facing right, turn my speed tier to 0, so when I land it stops. So what logic if I'm in the air and speed 2 is less than 5, or here it's in the mid-air, turn left mid-air. Why would speed tier be getting set? Oh, wait, hold on. If speed tier is 1, it's because my stop logic here. I gotta add a grounded right here. Stop when facing right, then I need a stop when facing left to be also grounded. So now I can turn and it keeps my DX. Fixed it. Yeah. Nice. And then I can hold it and speed up. And then I can hold it and speed up. And okay. Dude, this is sick. This is so cool. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. That's huge. That's so cool. I'm really proud of that. I think that's amazing. So, if we look at our list here, I did the ramp speed tier. That's awesome. And yeah, and I did it in a way that I'm actually really proud. So like, not that it's like, super amazing or super impressive, but for me, being able to figure that out without, following a tutorial or anything, that's really cool. So, I got stuff to do today, so I'm going to probably cut this short before I kind of add better notes and remove that old code, but that'll be next episode. So, before we leave, gotta do our Git commit. Git commit with a message saying what we did was added speed ramp upon holding keys and implemented key released table. Or, yeah. The table was called keys released. Yeah. Okay. Git commit. Nice. Look at that. 47 insertions, 4 deletions. Get push to my origin repo at the original joust branch. Booyah. So every time I push like that, it loads here on this original joust. Right there, like implemented keys released and everything. So every time I push to an origin repo like that, it updates this online repo with the code I just wrote. So I'll probably take off that frame tracker by next time. But that was useful for debugging. Yeah. That was a big success. That was great. So thanks for tuning in. And another successful day of programming. See ya.